While we are still standing, let's take the opening prayer. Second stanza of our national anthem. Let's recite together as we say, O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Please, can we take our seats? A very warm good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My name is Engineer Ben O.C. Oko, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Fellow of the American Society of Civil Engineers, the Director of Programs for today's event. And with me is Faith Oche, who is going to be directing the affairs of this event with me. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, quickly let me acknowledge the presence of our host, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Muhammad Musa Bello, who is ably represented by the Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, our very distinguished Engineer Shehu Hadi Ahmad, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. We also have in our midst the Nigerian House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Wajabiamila, who is represented by one of us, a very distinguished Engineer Ali Wudil, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Fellow of the Academy of Engineering. Let me acknowledge the presence of our co-host and President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow of the American Society of Civil Engineers, and Fellow of the Academy of Engineering. Behind him is his amiable wife, Ajia Memuna Rabiu. Please, can we put our hands together for her? Let me respectfully acknowledge the presence of the chairman of this great occasion, the chairman of the 30th Engineering Assembly. It's my pleasure to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Taiwo Olayinka Afolabi, Member Order of the Niger, the Group Executive Chairman and CEO of CIFAS Group of Companies. Please, can we put our hands together for him? Also, let me acknowledge the presence of the keynote speaker of the 30th Engineering Assembly, Barrister Babatunde Ayokunle Irukera. Please, can we put our hands together for him? Also, let me, in a very special way, acknowledge the presence of the Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Honorable Sidi Bagi Mohammed I, retired Justice of the Supreme Court, the Emir of Lafia and Chairman of the Nasarawa State Council of Chiefs. Also, we have in our midst His Royal Highness Alhaji Amadu Aliu Oga, OON, the Andoma of Doma. Let's put our hands together for him. Also, let me acknowledge the presence of His Royal Highness Mr. Samson Gamuyare Chong Mada. Let's put our hands together for him. On that same row, we have the Executive Chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission and past former Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ahmed Kadi Amshi, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. And also on that row, we have our very distinguished engineer Mustapha Balarabe Shehu, the president-elect of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, past president of the Federation of African Engineering Organizations, and past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You are welcome, sir. Also, we have seated beside him is the executive vice chairman and chief executive officer of the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Engineer Professor M.S. Haruna. You are welcome, sir. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the immediate past president of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria and past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow of the Academy of Engineering, and a recipient of the National Honor of National Productivity Order of Merit Award, and of course, a member of the National Institute. Let me acknowledge the presence of the Vice President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, a very distinguished Engineer David Omoni Beke, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Once again, I will take the recognition of the Registrar of the Architect Council of Nigeria, who I had already recognized before. You are welcome, sir. I think we have to pause with the recognition. We have duly recognized most of our members before this program commences so that we can run straight with the program. Just walking in is also a past president of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Mohammed Abubakar Guma. Engineer Professor Mohammed Abubakar Guma, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, you are welcome. And I think I have to do this. Let me pass, because I have to take this. The Deputy President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aina Oguntala, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the past President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Dr. Fola Adebisi Shonubi, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I can also see the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, past President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Dr. Emeka Moma Eze. Beside him is his adorable wife, Mrs. Veronica Eze. And also I can see another past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Olumuyiwa Alade Ajibola, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You are welcome. And I think I saw Engineer Demola Isaac Olorufemi, fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, another past president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I think with that we have to pause with the recognitions so that we can run with the program. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, was established in 1970 with the core mandate to regulate the practice of engineering in Nigeria in all its aspects and ramifications. Since then, COREN has remained committed to its mandate and its vision of promoting and ensuring the highest standards of professionalism in engineering practice in Nigeria, and has also played a pivotal role in fostering the speedy acquisition of relevant engineering and technological skills through continuous professional development, ensuring that engineering is practiced to improve the quality of life and promote sustainable development. It is upon this backdrop that COREN, under the presidency of Engineer Ibrahim Khalil Inua, introduced the Engineering Assembly with a view to promoting and ensuring stability and cooperation within the engineering family, in line with the vision of COREN, evaluating matters of mutual interest relating to the engineering profession. The inaugural edition of the Engineering Assembly was held in 1992 in Lagos with the theme, Engineering in Nigeria, COREN and its Practitioners. Since then, Koren Assembly, the biggest engineering gathering in Africa, has remained an annual event of Koren, where the engineering practitioners gather to x-ray issues of national importance for the advancement of research, fostering of intellectual exchange among engineering practitioners, researchers, educators, policy makers, industry professionals, and experts to fashion out a new roadmap for policymakers with a particular focus on opportunities and constraints in developing our country, Nigeria. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests and gentlemen, on behalf of the President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow of the American Society of Civil Engineers, and Fellow of the Academy of Engineering, I welcome you to the 30th Engineering Assembly with the theme, Domestication and Development of Codes, Standards, and Regulation as a panacea for engineering infrastructure failures in Nigeria. It is my pleasure, therefore, to invite for his introductory remarks the Registrar of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, our very distinguished Engineer Professor Ademola Bello Adesa, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Fellow of the Academy of Engineering. Please, can we put our hands together for the Registrar?
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the 30th Engineering Assembly. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here ably represented, the President of the Nigerian Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Chairman of the opening ceremony of the Koren 30th Engineering Assembly, the host, Chief Host, and Honorable Minister of Works and Housing, the Host Minister, Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, the co-host, and our dear President, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, Fellow of the Academy of Engineering, past presidents of Koren here present, past vice presidents of Koren here present, past registrars of Koren here present, distinguished council members of Koren here present, distinguished senior colleagues and other engineering practitioners here present, past presidents of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Nigerian Association of Technologists in Engineering, Nigerian Society of Engineering Technicians, and Association of Consulting Engineers of Nigeria. Distinguished guests, lead speakers, paper presenters, my lords, spiritual and temporal, members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. At the 25th, 26th, and 27th Koren Engineering Assemblies, I was fortunate to lead the technical committee. Today, I wish to express my deep gratitude for the honor and privilege given me to introduce this auspicious occasion of the 30th Engineering Assembly. The Engineering Assembly is an annual gathering of all engineering practitioners and stakeholders from all walks of life to network, share, and discuss ideas to advance the engineering profession in Nigeria, Africa, and indeed the world. Before now, Koren referred to Council for the Regulation of Registered Engineers in Nigeria. Is a statutory organ for the Federal Republic of Nigeria, established by Decree number 55 of 1970, amended by Decree number 27 of 1992, now Cap E11 Engineers Registration Amendment Act of 2004, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, and further amended by the Act number 3 of 2018. It empowers the Koren to regulate and control engineering practice in Nigeria in all its ramifications. To facilitate that, this gathering was instituted for professional exchange of ideas among engineering practitioners. First organized in 1993, the Council has made the Engineering Assembly an annual event. This event has over the years created a platform for the evaluation of matters of common interest as they relate to the engineering profession. Furthermore, at the Assembly, practitioners are kept abreast of developments within the engineering profession. Participants at the Assembly are drawn from all cadres of engineering, that is the engineers, the engineering technologists, the engineering technicians, and the engineering craftsmen. We have trainers and students at all levels of tertiary institutions, as well as employers of engineering practitioners and other stakeholders. It is important to state that attendance at this assembly is mandatory for all categories of engineering practitioners, as crucial issues affecting the profession are addressed at this event. The Council seriously frowns at non-attendance of attendance by engineering practitioners. Commenced yesterday with the collection of materials. Today, this morning, as we've started earlier on, the opening ceremony, it will be followed by the plenary session later this afternoon. The session will be centered on paper presentations on this year's theme, which is domestication and development of codes, standards, and regulations as industry and the academia. We believe strongly that this synergy is an important aspect of growth. The activities tomorrow will be dominated by the Engineering Family Forum, a platform for interaction among members of the engineering family to discuss all issues affecting the profession. Your Excellencies, my lords, spiritual and temporal, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, a noble who has distinguished himself in the practice of engineering and in the service of humanity, and the traditional title holder of Chigarin Lafia, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Fellow of the Academy of Engineering, to specially welcome you all to this venerable gathering. Thank you very much.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Chairman of this all-important occasion, Engineering Assembly, 30th Engineering Assembly, Dr. Taiwo Olayinka Afolabi, member of the Order of the Niger, Chairman, CEO, IFAX Group. The Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, here very humbly represented by my friend, my brother, very